Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Dear Love Talk, the part of the program where we love to answer your questions on anything to do with relationships. Now the first question, the person chose to remain anonymous, and she says, I've been married for over 30 years and a few years ago my husband stopped wanting to be intimate with me. He has a few health issues but appears to still function fine. She chose to put function between inverted commas. He just seems to have lost interest. I just don't know what to do anymore. I love him dearly, but I feel rejected and unappreciated. Well, I think the first thing we have to say is that this is a really difficult question to answer because we don't know why this has happened. You mentioned that he has had in the past some health issues, but he seems to be fine in that department. What I can say is from talking to couples and to men who seem to have lost interest when it comes to that part of the marriage, is that usually this is due to either a health issue, which it could be. It could also be due to stress. You'd be surprised to know what stress, the impact stress can have in the life of a man. When a man feels stressed and he feels like his life is not going according to the way it should go, then this affects that part of the relationship, the intimate part of the relationship. As a last thing that you probably need to have a look at, and this would be the most extreme side, is that if someone usually does not want to be intimate with the other person, it could also be because something is going wrong. It's because maybe there is something happening outside the marriage that you may not know about, that this could cause problems. But we don't want to raise suspicions. It's important we say this.
Of course.
Without any proof, or we don't want to make you think that. It is worth you thinking about his health, and if there is something stressing him out, and help him with that.
And also, I mean, there could be so many reasons why. We're not going to be here listing all of them. And creating ideas in your head that are not really true. So perhaps what I would like you to do is, not perhaps for sure, is for you to come and see us if you are local. We often say that, you know, we hold one-to-ones, advice sessions. It's all free of charge. You're more than welcome to come along and talk to us in more detail, and then we'll see what's happening. You can even come along and then we'll have a chat and see what's going on.
That's right.
So that's my advice for you today.
So we're sorry we couldn't give you a more direct and concrete answer, but I think with situations like that, sometimes it can be really difficult to assess it without knowing the full details. So hopefully you are local and you can come and see us. The second question is for you.
Yes, it's from Patricia. She says, I have been married for 7 years and have 2 kids. My husband is a great dad, but he seems to have forgotten all about me and our marriage, and just thinks about the kids. I fear seeming or sounding selfish with my question, but I also love my kids dearly, but I would still like to invest in our marriage and make time to keep our relationship as it was before. How can I help him see we need this balance? Well, first thing you need to do is, it's very interesting because the majority of people with kids, they tend to focus on the kids, and it's okay that there's nothing else going on, unfortunately. It's not everybody, of course, but some people go through that. So it's good. So first thing you need to do is to talk to him about the problem. You need to choose a good time. You need to choose your words carefully, and, you know, maybe go out for coffee or something, and then just, you know, slowly they say, hey, what's going on? I mean, why... Is everything okay? Is there anything you'd like me to be doing that I'm not doing? Because you seem to be very focused on the children. I'm sure they love that, but we need to, you know, so you need to tell him. I don't know if you've done that. So that would be the first step without a doubt. And then, you know, you need to perhaps also take some time to analyze and see why he's doing that. It could be for various reasons, which I'm going to ask my husband to list a few, because he's a man. He would know more or less what goes through a man's mind. But maybe he's trying to get distracted, you know, rather than facing something else. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, I think, first of all, don't feel guilty to talk about this.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that if you talk to your partner because you want more time for both of you, that you're not a good mother because you should want more time with the children. You know, the children are there because there was once a good relationship between both of you, I would hope. So it's not wrong. You're not being selfish if you say, look, let's invest in our relationship. And I think you should just come out and say to him, look, I also love our kids. I want us to continue spending time with them. But I think we need to spend also more time on ourselves, on being together, on having a date night. You know, start suggesting a date night once a week. Find, you know, a family member or someone to look after the kids for those few hours, and you go out, enjoy each other's company. Actually, you don't even need to go out. You can stay indoors and enjoy each other's company. But I think that's a good point to start. And the main thing is, don't think that wanting to invest in your relationship makes you a bad mother, right? Or you love your children less than your husband, because that's not the case, okay? So don't be afraid to do that.
Exactly. One day they will grow up and leave and get married, and you're going to be left with him again.
That's right. Now let's go for the final question, and it comes from George. He says, last year my 2-year relationship with my girlfriend ended. She has moved on, but I can't seem to do that. I think about her all the time and dream of one day being together with her again. I keep trying to win her back, but she shuns my efforts. How can I win her back? George, I don't think you should really be struggling and fighting and bending over backwards to win her back. I don't think you should do that. You said she's moved on. You know, so let her go. That relationship perhaps didn't work for a reason. And there's 2 things I wanted to say here very quickly before I pass the puck to Elena. Number 1, there's nothing more unattractive than a person who is clingy and needy and begging for attention, begging to, please take me back, please, please. This is super unattractive. You are not going to win her back doing that. Not only will you not win her back, maybe you should not be trying to win her back, because that is the other point now. If she has moved on, you need to move on as well. Perhaps you haven't been able to move on because maybe you have her picture on the screensaver of your computer. Maybe you look at the text she used to send you. Maybe you have her pictures plastered all over the house even though she's gone. So wake up to the reality that she's no longer part of your life. Delete everything you have about her. Be radical. Get rid of it. You're not doing this out of spite or hatred. You're doing this because you need to move on with your life. Delete her text, delete her number, delete her email. You know, remove from your life any memory you've had of her. If we want to move on from a past relationship that didn't work, this is the only way to do it. Or do you think we're being too radical?
No, not at all. Actually, I was going to say what you just said. You know, maybe it didn't work out for a reason. And maybe you are the overly romantic kind of guy that suffocates a woman. Because let's be honest, many men out there, they think, oh, I'm going to be extra romantic because that's what they like. Not really, not all the time. So maybe you are over lovey-lovey, dovey, and all this, you know, avy, lovey. I can't come up with any other word.
That's a new one for the Love Talk dictionary.
It's too much. So maybe she thought, you know what, I can't deal with this. Yeah. It's, you know, for example, at the moment I am dog sitting, if that exists in English. A friend of mine asked me to keep his dog. Well, it's been really a challenge for me because, you know, having someone coming at you all the time, it's very difficult for me. So I'm imagining in a relationship, and I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but, you know, maybe this will help you see what's happening to you or inside of you. Give yourself more value and let her go. Delete everything about the girl. Let her be happy. If you're meant to be together one day, you will. Yeah. But not because you force things.
So stop trying to win her back.
Exactly.
Move on with your life, and you'll see that you'll very soon be in a different state of mind. Okay?
Yes.
We hope that today's answers have been helpful. If you do want to get in touch, send us your questions. We'll be glad to answer them here. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.